shed is looking luscious.
Yeah, it's full.
Dig it.
It's full. But I have some product that I've been putting in it, and then Kanye doesn't like the smell of it. So so now I gotta find something the lady likes.
Well, I done a bit of manscaping earlier. Used the old shave gel. And I've had a really nice perfumed odor in the old nethers.
Okay.
It's been lovely.
The nethers?
A little bit of self-care in this time.
It's good to know.
The people want to know.
It's I had to drag my daughters around for a dog walk today just because the sun was out. As soon as it hit 5 o'clock, I logged off and I was like, "Let's go outside." I was like a little kid.
Well, actually, we were sat in the back garden all day today, and Riley's like, we sat, all his pals were on Fortnite all day, and it's like, usually I'd be telling him to go outside. I'm like, what's he going to do? Stand in our 6x6 back garden? And then I was like, do you want to go for a walk? He's like, nah. I was like, all right, cool. So
it's weird because like the people who live not across the street from me, but like on the main road, they're doing some work to their house too. So they saw that our roof, the work on our roof had stopped. But then today, I looked on like the little, I'm part of like the Medvin like Facebook community group. Don't laugh at me. So someone was like, look, we're getting some work done to our roof. Why don't you, if you guys have your cars parked by our house, why don't you move it just in case something falls on it? And I was like, why the fuck are they getting work done to their house and I can't get my roof finished off? Then I got a text from the roofer today. He was like, yeah, it's on and popping. He's like, let's get it cracking. I'm going to come back. We're going to do the rest of it. So I don't know what's happened the last 2 days that people feel like things opening up again. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's going to be like another 4 weeks, isn't it? That's what they're saying. Or that's what they reckon. They're coming out on Thursday or something. Say like another 4 weeks of this shit.
Jeez, oh.
To be fair, I thought it went fairly quick, to be honest with you.
Me too. I'm actually enjoying it now.
Yeah. I've got into my routine, especially now that I can have a lie-in the mornings. Don't have to sit and log on for a week.
Yeah, I had to get up at 7 o'clock today, which is still late for me. I had to get up at 7 o'clock to go pick my daughters up, and I was a cranky man. I was a real cranky man today. That was the earliest I've been up in a very long time.
I had the stroke of genius on Saturday night. I was at the Riley. I was like, okay, see if you want. Do an all-nighter with your pals. And he did. And then he slept till midday the next day. That also meant that I got to sleep until 11 and then have an hour just sitting about then. Fuck all.
Yeah, that's the move.
101.
Let him sleep late. So what's the routine for Riley like during the holidays? Do you just let him stay up to whatever time he wants?
Not whatever time he wants. Maybe a couple of hours later than usual. Maybe like 10, 11.
Yeah.
See, usually, like, if he's still got a friend online, I'll be like, right, stay up for a wee bit longer. So like, I walked in last night at the back at 11, or just before 11 o'clock, and I was waiting to say, what are you doing? And he was just sat on his phone. I was like, has everyone went offline? He's like, yeah. I was like, right, bed. And he obviously hadn't come through because he knew as soon as he told me that nobody else was playing, he'd have to go to his bed. So I was like, I'm trying to kid a kidder boy.
I love how Xbox Live is determining his.
See, the honest thing, man, is I've got to sort him out, man. His room's starting to look like a fucking hamster cage. It's just like he's just living in this little comfortable space with his headset on, just like fucking rattling away.
The good old days.
I know. But don't you think that I was talking about this the other day with my daughter's mother? Don't you think it was different when we were younger? Because I had a fine balance of like coming in maybe when it got dark, maybe like 9 o'clock, playing Madden from like 9 o'clock till maybe like 2 a.m. But I was still up and was outside playing, if it wasn't raining or something. I was outside playing basketball, playing football, baseball or something. And then I would still maybe come in and play video games for a little while and then go back out. These kids these days will just stay on all day long and play Fortnite, play Call of Duty and do all that shit.
I don't know if it's maybe different now because they can actually speak to their pals while they're online.
Yeah,
true.
See, in our days, like, you had to go to somebody's house if you all wanted to play something together. So if you were just playing at home after you, like being out playing all day or playing football or doing whatever you're doing, it was generally like a solo experience. It was like you'd go home and play games yourself. Whereas now it's like it's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's a place. It's a place to go and hang out with your friends.
That's why I'm not mad at it just now, because in these current climate, he's actually sitting getting to speak to his pals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If anything to stop him being, because imagine he didn't have that, and it was just me having to try and amuse him in my small flat in the tiny back garden. You know what I mean?
Woo. Those kids got too much energy, man. They'll drive you crazy.
Plus, I've been smashing a bit of GTA 5 for the last sort of 10, 15 days. I've been having a great time.
Let's get the video game chat going then. So, Andy, I need a Call of Duty tutorial because I'm terrible.
You getting slapped up in lobbies, Mike?
I'm getting mopped up all over the place. Bad, like in a bad way. But I like it. I still like playing it.
Mhm.
But you know what's the worst? The gulag.
Oh, I love the ghoulie.
Right.
Man.
Wait a minute.
Call it the
What the
ghoulie.
Yeah, we call it the ghoulie.
What is the gulag? I have no idea what this shit is. I keep seeing this on Twitter all the time.
So it's a nice change of pace for battle royale games, because if you die in the game, it can only happen one time. So the first time you die in the game, you go into the gulag where you go one-on-one with somebody, and the winner of that gets to redeploy into the map. If not, if you lose that gulag, then you've got to wait for your teammates to try and buy you back. But you only get one gulag. So it's not like you can keep dying and go to the gulag and keep winning gulags and getting back into the game. You only get one in the game. So
what's your gulag game plan though? Like, because I struggle. Like, I just go flying after them. I go and try to shoot the shit out of them, and I just end up getting mopped up.
you need to play a bit more cautious. I tend to like to hug the left side first. Depends what you've got. Usually you've got the Magnum or you've got the Deagle or whatever. It's just get my sights down there and wait for them to come across. If not, then I kind of slide into the middle and then across the map diagonally. I never go like down a side because it's a 3-lane map. So I never go down the sides. I kind of work across it diagonally through the middle and then try and cut them at some point there. But it's fucking potluck sometimes, man.
What determines what weapon you have, though?
The game does. So sometimes you get the 7.25 shotgun. Another time you could be in, you've got the swag gnome.
Swag gnome.
Yeah. Dish it out the swag with the swag gnome. You got the Deagle, stuff like that, the 911 pistol. So it just depends. The game decides. But we had a good win earlier on today, just before I came on, like an intense game. We've played about 10 games today. We've been like solid top 10s all day. So you need to maybe just come and play with us, Mike. Get a team around you.
What's your mode? Like, what mode do you play
in? We play quads or trios.
Okay, all right.
Don't play that plunder game. Fuck that. Like, I'm not bothered for that.
Is that the one with the cash?
Yeah.
You were saying though you've not got the PS4 online, but you're still playing Warzone.
Yeah, you don't. For PlayStation, you don't need to have PlayStation Network. Well, you don't need to have PS Plus in order to play online.
All right.
Are you playing with friends, Mike, or are you just playing on your own?
I'm playing on my own. I do have one of my boys from Glasgow. He sent me his username, so I'm gonna meet up with him. But can you play across console with this? You can, but the problem is we'd need to have a different way to communicate, because obviously all my pals, we all communicate within an Xbox Live party, so that's how we're all talking. Whereas maybe what we need to do is get a Discord server or something set up that we can all use, like Discord or something like that, to then play in real time. That's the only problem with bringing folk cross console, is it's communicating with them. You can get them in a game, but we can't then sort of give you any instructions or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Mike is spinning round in circles, getting swagged at his nut or something.
I'll give you 2 tips just to wrap up. Best thing to do is play the edge of the circle. Yeah, what you're trying to do to pick up kills is waiting for folk coming in off the gas on the edge of the circle, and then you just sit and pick them off. That's a great way to get kills. Or your other option is to head for around about the center of the circle early game and get yourself a spot locked down. But the most important thing is you've got to loot and get your loadout drop to do that. Like, loadout drop is key in Warzone. So if you can't get loadout drops, you're in big trouble, because everybody's running around with heartbeat sensors and basically see you on their map.
Okay. All right.
Warzone, let's go. So do you need Xbox Live to play it, Andy? Because if Mike's saying you don't need...
You will do, yeah.
I might get myself hooked up next month. Like I say, we just completed GTA yesterday, so still got to do all the wee shitty side missions.
Oh, you beat it?
Yeah, me and Chuff completed it literally about 11:30 last night. It was beast. You know, I'm a big fan of computer games, but I had a fucking great time with that one. Like,
so I am on GTA 5. I would turn this into a fucking gaming podcast all of a sudden, but I am right at the point where I am able to control the crazy dude. What's his name?
Trevor.
Yeah. How far is that to the end?
That must be pretty early on because you can usually jump between the three of them. But I think he maybe comes into it like quarter of the way through the game, maybe a little bit less than that.
Oh man, I got a while then.
You got a long way to go, Mike.
He's
I
an
gotta get
absolute
back into
beast,
that.
man. Me and Chuff were talking about this. You go through like waves with Trevor where you're like, this guy's a dick, this guy's fucking brilliant, this guy's a dick, this guy's fucking brilliant. And then you just got fucking Franklin.
He's a
I like
cool
Franklin.
guy. He's a cool
Yeah.
guy.
He's quality, man. So I literally downloaded that, finished that, so I'm looking for some more games to download and just fill up this time.
Try one of the storybook story games, what they call Telltale games, like the Walking Dead and that. They're usually free on Xbox Game Store. Try them, they're quality.
Here's one for you, Mike. Chuff was talking about this, Mike, a game called Until Dawn.
All right.
It's like the one that Andy was talking about. It's all the people in it are like motion capture, and you get to make decisions as you go through the game, and the aim of the game is to see how many people you can keep alive by the end of it. But it's only available on PlayStation.
Wait a minute, what's that called again?
Until Dawn.
I think I saw shame on me for watching PewDiePie. I watched him do a playthrough of that. If I remember right, is it not like set with like robots and that in the future and stuff like that? Is that not?
No, I think it's some sort of like weird demon-y thing. So like you're out in a wood cabin in the middle of nowhere, and it's like for people. But I've watched a couple of playthroughs on it, and it's meant to be. See if you like play that by yourself at night, it's meant to be fucking intense.
Okay.
So that reminded me of the ones that you were talking about, Andy, with The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead ones are good, so definitely recommend them if you can get those quality.
I just downloaded the NBA 2K20, so maybe
Yeah, been playing that. Yeah.
How is it?
I've not played it. I'm still waiting for the download. I just literally went through like all the games you can get on Xbox Game Pass, and just sort of picked out a few. So I've got that one and something else. Can't mind. I'll feed back. I've actually not finished downloading them yet, but
I've not played NBA 2K for a few years. But what's the career mode like these days, Mike? It's good.
I haven't started yet. I was trying to get Connie to do my face scan for me so I can get my face in the game, and she was telling me I was a geek, so I could. But last time I played, I think it was 2K. I think it was 18. I had. It was really, really good. It was so good. So I'm gonna get cracking with that this week at some point once I am able to get my face scanned in there. Gotta get good lighting, man. Gotta get all my features.
Hey, Mike, you just look like a bald James Harden anyway.
Oh, don't say that.
You get the beard in a little bit, man. You look ferocious. That is looking solid, though, by the way.
It's thick, yeah, thick and gray. It's terrible.
Salt and pepper is looking good.
Thank you very much.
What else have you been doing otherwise? We've just free formatted this. I'm not even introed it yet. Mike, do you want to do your word with dots?
I can, yeah. I have to read it though.
Just gonna free ball it.
You ready? Word with dots.
Yeah.
Working hard for something we don't care about is called stressed. Working hard for something we love is called passion.
That was terrible.
Oh, you're terrible.
I didn't like that one, bro. Sorry.
I'm on a losing streak now. I was hot for a little while.
Yeah, but that one good one was world class, Mike. It was world class.
Can I just say we are still sponsored by Stevie Mac Skate School.
Stevie Mac.
I was thinking of Stevie Mac today because I was at the park. Well, I was with the girls and the dogs, and there was about 3 kids, teenage kids, and you're not supposed to be at the park, of course. But they were like, fuck it, we're getting our boards out. We're gonna do something crazy. So you know that there's definitely an appetite for it here in Perth. What do you do like with soap? Do you put soap on like the things and kind of make it?
Put it on the ledges, and it makes it easier to grind. It just lubes it up so you can slide along it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fucking amateur.
You used to get the bars of wax. You used to get them in like Easy Rider and stuff when you were younger. Those were the days, man. I remember that shit. You just always have a load of skaters carrying what looked like a bar of soap in their back pocket.
Get down to Stevie Mac Skate School once, of course, this is all over. The pandemic's over. Stevie Mac Skate School. Find them out. Search them out on Facebook, and get yourself and get your kids down there. It's an easy way to get them outdoors. Hopefully, this weather continues. So get down Stevie Mac Skate School. Search it out on Facebook.
Hell yes. I was actually literally just before we started recording, got a message from Stevie Mac. So I'll have to read that. We'll maybe get him on the next one. We'll just let him dial in.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up a bit of patter. I've spent the whole day listening to Radio X does it every year, the 100 best British songs. I spent the whole day in the back garden having a couple of drinks listening to that, so it's been a lovely afternoon.
What are your plans for the rest of the week now?
Xbox, spending some time outside. Been getting the workouts in, big Chris Gilway.
Oh, yeah, I saw. I saw the post that you shared, and he was doing his thing with one kettlebell, which is the only thing I have. So I'm gonna start getting into game. I'm getting fat, bro. Just eating too much crap.
What's good, man, is like he gave me. I said I was doing these workouts right, and I felt something pop in my chest. So I messaged him, and he instantly video called me earlier, checked in. So I will say, if you are looking for a wee get fit regime, or you want to come out of this looking like a bit of a beast, get in touch with the old Chris Gilway. Man's a good dude as well, so it was nice to actually speak to someone as well. It's been lovely spending all this time with Chuff and my boy, but it was nice to speak to another adult.
Did you cry when you saw his face? Like, Chris?
Oh, yeah, I literally kissed the screen. I was like, what's up, Chris? But it's been nice. It's not been too bad, actually. How's everyone else finding the old lockdown? Cheers. How are we getting on? We still into a routine?
A routine of staying up late and getting up late. Working late, playing late, just doing everything late. Notice how untidy my house is getting. I seem to be creating a lot more mess, even than when I touched on it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, these plates are getting out of control, man, on a daily basis. But other than that, in all seriousness,
getting out of control? Your plates?
Dishes. I'm like, how am I going through like 8 cups a day? What's happening in this house, man?
I love how you went.
All I do is drink tinnies.
In the last couple of years, we went from drinking a very big coffee set. I'm going through all these fucking mugs, man.
Yeah, it's getting me over the energy drinks and that in the morning. So, no, there's only been one day I've had where I've been like, man, I'm bored. Like, I am fucking bored, shitless. And like sitting there thinking, like, can I go to my bed? It's like 8:45. Only one day. So, all in all, I'd say that's been pretty successful for about 3 weeks stuck in my house. So
I only had one day where I felt proper mopey. Every other day I've managed to get up and can get exercising and just day stuff. But there was one day where I was just laid on the sofa and just felt sorry for myself for a few hours. But other than that, it's not been as bad as I thought it would be. I suppose everyone's in the same boat, eh?
Thank God for computer games. Thank God for Xbox Live, because it's allowed like me just to find something else to do other than what I normally do, and also just be sociable every day and talk to different people and just have a laugh and a joke throughout the day. That, I guess, makes it a lot more bearable. Do you know what I mean? Just laughing and joking with your mates and that, and just chatting away all day, like that's actually saved my life, man. Like, I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean.
We've been doing like a Friday night sort of Zoom drinks and a quiz on a Friday night with some folk and that, and like it is genuinely something that like gives you the whole week to look forward to.
What's going on in that chat? Everyone's got weird names. I took 1 week off and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It's one of those things like what's like the first letter, what's your porn star name or something stupid like that. So as Obdi in the group chat's got some absolutely disgusting names. It's been fucking hilarious.
What's yours?
I can't actually remember. I'll get a screenshot of all the names. I'll bring them in. So a bit of controversy on the Facebook the other day with Mikey Dot says you have to remove one post.
Oh, it's funny you say that. I just took a trip downstairs to get my laptop so I can have a look at it. So, I put up a post on Facebook. I think it was on Saturday, and everything. It's all the rage now on Twitter and all the social media channels. Where it's one must be eliminated or one must go. So the 4 options on there were bacon, tacos, donuts, and sushi.
Sushi.
So yeah. So this was the overwhelming choice on there. But you eliminate sushi, you're eliminating a broad range of types of sushi. But if you eliminate donuts, that's one dessert that's out of the window, and you still got ice cream. You still got a bunch of other stuff that you can eat.
I don't even like cooked fish. I mean, what am I wanting uncooked cold fish for?
It's not all. This is what I mean. It's not all uncooked fish, though. You can get cooked sushi.
Fish is the worst of all meats.
Oh, okay. Fish isn't a meat.
Get fish to fuck. Absolutely not.
So what goes second then?
What was it? Fish, donut. Is it tacos, sushi, bacon, and what was the fourth one?
I think the
Tacos,
donuts.
sushi, bacon, and donuts.
Donuts for me next. Donuts for me.
I can take or leave a donut.
And then what I'm basically trying to get to here was bacon the last one? Is bacon not going?
No, tacos.
Bacon will stay there all day.
Yeah. I haven't had bacon for a while, actually.
I'd get rid of the bacon. Bacon would be like second last to go, and the last one would be obviously the tacos. That would what be left for me. Because you're not just going to sit and eat. No, listen, you're not just going to sit there and just like eat bacon. Do you know what I mean? Who does that?
That's true.
I was fucking
But a taco, oh mate.
Oh yeah, right though. We've started getting every Saturday night treat as the Gringos, the two Chihuahuas Mexican place in the town. They started doing takeaway boxes. So we started getting them on a Saturday night, man. You got a nice wee chicken, beef or pork burrito. It's like a Mexican munchie box. It's fucking brilliant.
That sounds good. There's a couple of funny comments on that post. The overwhelming choice was sushi. Most people said that. David Hunter, he says donuts, hand down, overrated in his opinion. Some people were angry at that. Stevie Cook, tacos gotta go. Gavin Russell says sushi. People eating crazy raw Asian food is what got us all grounded anyway, so sushi can feck off. I'm not going to touch that one, just reading it. I like sushi. Chris Gilroy says, I like sushi, but fuck sushi. I'd literally have the other three combined.
Yeah, a taco, bacon, donut sounds like it could work. Crazy things have been made.
I'd eat it.
You're saying that as well, though, right? So you're saying that sushi is so many different types of fish, whereas it's the same with tacos. Put fucking anything you want in a taco.
True, yeah. But I wasn't getting rid of tacos either, though.
What would you get rid of donuts?
Gotta get rid of the donuts, yeah. I feel like I've had every type of donut there is.
Madness. Absolute madness.
All right, we agree to disagree, and I'm right. So, also on the Facebook page was a bit blue. It was words or phrases said during board games and sex.
There were some good names on here, actually.
There's a couple. One from Chris Castro said, "I hate being in jail." I guess that's from Monopoly. Gary Monroe said, "I've sunk your battleship." Ooh, what's going on in his bedroom? Hey. Anthony Tulin says, "A simple request." Oh, it says a ticket to ride. I put sorry because I usually say that followed by some crying. Cluedo, I used the pipe in the lounge. Hey. And hungry hippos. The goal is to get all the balls in your mouth. There you go.
I've got a good one. I just saw one. What about just guess who?
There you go. That works.
Right in the top bins. 25 minutes in top corner.
That works. How was everyone's Easter?
Non-existent.
I know it sucked, didn't it? Well, you know what I did see a lot of though, like the Easter Bunny like making appearance in places like Santa Claus. Has everyone seen this?
It seems to be picking up a lot. Like kids are getting fucking like multiple eggs all stacked up on top of each other with money and all that shit. And I'm like, whoa. That's not the correct.
So what's the proper way to celebrate Easter? I know it was a bit rough this year, but do you get your boy like a big egg, or do you? I got my girl some of the Kinder eggs, hit them around the house, and I got him like a chocolate rabbit. Everyone else bought them like 12 different of the big eggs that are like the size of their torso. I was like, I'm not gonna get any more of that.
Riley gets like an egg from me. You get like an egg from my parents, Megan's parents, and then we done a wee Easter egg hunt round the house. Do you know what I mean? That was it. And then I sat and taught him how to play poker as well.
All right, there you go.
Valuable skill.
That's a better Easter than most, yes.
got it because we sat and played Monopoly, and then I couldn't find my chips, so I just divvied out a load of Monopoly money, and then taught him how to play and all that type of shit. And I was like, I've always said to him, he has absolutely no poker face. So it was good to actually be able to tell him what that actually means, because he got a decent hand that me and Megan were like, fold. As you can tell, he got a card that was just like, gosh. And I was like, nope.
So how do you do? Did you lay all the cards down face up first, and then just teach him that way?
Well, he's quite bright when it comes. Like, he's fucking brilliant at chess. He absolutely pumped me at chess like 3 times in a row the other day. So we done one round where we just like laid all the cards out flat, and then I just sort of gave him the tutorial from there. I'm not fucking great at poker by any means, but it was a good laugh. He was wanting to play again today, but I've not actually managed to pull him away from Fortnite yet. So no, it's been good. I need to get some black on, and this is wrong.
You're just drinking straight up vodka, you creep.
No, it's vodka and soda water. That's the only mixer I've got in the house.
Oh. Yeah. Did you not say there was some app or something we could play poker on and like video chat as well?
I was trying to figure that out, but apparently you can't have private games on the mobile version.
Right.
I haven't got a laptop I can download it onto. So once I can get myself a laptop, I think it's Poker Stars.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you can get it on a laptop, I've only got my work laptop and can't get it downloaded.
Oh, that's okay. I've still got a Poker Stars account as well. I'll go and have a look.
So if we can all get a laptop, we can set up private games. So I'll have to see if I can maybe get my hands on a wee notebook or something in the meantime.
Can't even do it from the iPad, no. I suppose
you can't get it on anything mobile on the private
right.
games. But other than that, I've got to look. I know a couple of boys that have been doing it, so that'd be a good laugh.
Okay. Yeah, I used to play quite a lot of poker, like a lot. So yeah, I'm well into it. So I'll play it anytime. Because that's what I'm saying. It's a great skill to have. Because like if you can play, you can like hustle folk. Folk are like, you want a game? You want a game poker?
Not
You're
playing
like,
with Andy now.
£2 Henry. Right.
We used to go on holiday to the south of France. My old man taught my wee sister to play poker just by using all the change that was cutting about in the house. You know, we always get loads of wee fucking foreign French coins, so it was always an ashtray full of shrapnel. And my dad taught my wee sister how to play poker. So a couple of years later, she went on a school trip to Paris, and they started playing poker on the school bus. Mm-hmm. And Julie ended up having to hand back because she absolutely rattled money off all these boys at poker, about €60, and they all went to the teacher and grassed her in, so she had to give them their money.
Oh, what?
Because they thought, she would have kid how to date, and she absolutely rinsed them all.
What a bunch of grasses. Take your beating like a man.
The proudest day of my poker life was when I finally mastered. You know when you sit with 2 sets of chips together and you pull them up and then it stacks into one by interlocking them all?
Uh-huh.
You know, see the pros doing that, like with the chips.
Yeah.
It was like I sat there and spent ages till I was like able to do it with like 2 little stacks of six and six, and then stack them up into 12 and interlock them all with one hand. I was like, oh mate, you pop that out of the old Donskis like poker tournaments, folk would be like, all right, what's going on here? You're sitting there like fucking racking all your chips, fucking looking like the big dog, man. I love playing poker, man. We need to play. I want to play poker right now. Like no joke. Like.
Well, it's a good thing about that Poker Stars is you can get onto tables where it's only like 10p, like a maximum of £2 a hand or something like that, so you can have a bit of a giggle on it. So I
prefer to play multi-table tournaments just to pay like £1 or say 50p, 20p turn, whatever it is, just to pay for your entrance, and then you start with 1,500 chips like everybody, and then it's just like a knockout tournament on the end rather than playing actual cash tables. So I think with cash tables it's just too easy to like lose money.
Yeah.
You're much better, I think, playing multi-table tournaments and stuff like that.
So we'll add that in. We'll add that into a list of things to do as well after we've got out of lockdown. Get a wee monkey sword fight poker night on the go. See if we can get a couple of the Patreons on board.
Yeah, Andy Henderson, and he invited me to one with some of the older Hurricane guys, but I couldn't make it this past weekend. But I'm definitely going to play.
Yeah, no, I need to actually get my hands on my own laptop so I can do it, because at the moment I've got nothing to download it onto.
Can I put it on your work laptop?
Nah. I don't imagine that would probably be looked well upon.
No, probably not. Speaking of work, I was on LinkedIn, and there was a dude who was getting killed because he was talking about if anybody who follows him has asked their jobs to maybe give them a little bit more extra money for using electricity in their home to work. And people were killing him, and I was like, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I don't think that's a bad question. I don't think he's getting. Is that a terrible thing to ask?
I mean,
I'd never actually thought about that.
I mean, you are working from home, and if something were to happen, with insurance and stuff like that, I wonder if insurance would be like, oh, something happened, you had all these things plugged in, started a fire, and you were working at home, so we're not going to cover you. You know what I mean? Like, would that happen, or?
I was thinking, I'll be back in a sec. I got a pee.
Do you know what that makes me think, Mike? Just like, I wonder how many companies would also use that as an excuse. I'm trying to think of an example, but for things breaking due to being overused because people have been at home using their stuff more. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I wonder what insurance claims are up for, like broken stuff around the home and that during this period as well. I bet you all that's way up too.
Quicker to things are gonna have more wear and tear now because you're at home and using it more. People go to claim and they're like, well, maybe you shouldn't have been home, but I know you're kind of forced to be home.
Mm-hmm.
That would be scumbag if insurance companies were to do that. That'd be terrible. But they are all scumbags, insurance companies. So
Do you know what? That's a really interesting though topic. Like saying, I wonder if any employers are giving their employees extra money because they're going to be at home using more gas and more. Okay, but you're not using more fuel, they might say.
yes.
So and you're not traveling to work, so it's probably you'd actually save money. Let's be honest.
I definitely am saving money. Even just eating at home, I'm saving a lot of money. But what if you live near your job? What if you live walking distance from your job, and now you need to sit at home all day, and your laptop's plugged in, and you're doing a lot of work on that? Do you just not get compensated for that, or?
It's a really good question. I wonder if any companies out there are giving their employees extra for those type of things. Who knows? Probably not.
You got to
be honest.
Think about the companies that are having to rejig their workforce, and like, in fact, the place that shall not be named, I know for a fact, has been getting something like 75% of their workforce is now working remotely or is in the process of working remotely.
Wow.
You've got to think that's an increased running cost by having to source laptops, remote access, all that type of stuff. So I imagine it's a thing if it can actually be afforded to do it, you know what I mean?
Well, I've just quickly gone on to the government's website just now, and you can claim tax relief for your job expenses if you're working from home. So, you can only claim for things to do with your work. For example, business calls or the extra cost of gas and electricity for your work area. You cannot claim for things that you use for both private and business use, for example, rent or broadband. But from April the 6th, your employer can pay you up to £6 a week, £26 a month to cover your additional costs if you have to work from home.
Right.
And you do not need to keep any records. So it might be worth just saying to your employer, the government will do that. Are you quite happy to give me an extra £26 a month? Find out what the script is. There you go. So,
shit.
There you go.
Let's have a butcher's.
The magic of the internet. Just, find out straight away.
I've been digging it, man, because Megan's been furloughed, so she's been cooking up a storm. I think I talked about this last week. She's been making like fresh dinners every single night, man. It's been quality.
What'd you have tonight?
We had a homemade chicken tikka masala.
Ooh,
it was deadly. And
that sounds good.
It was lovely. We eat chicken gyros tomorrow. We sliced chicken halloumi and flatbread tomorrow.
What's a gyros?
It's like a Greek food, so it's like.
You mean gyro?
Gyros, gyro.
That's what it's called. What do you mean, bro? It's a gyro, Gyro.
Yeah, I've been having Greek gyros for my dinner.
Well, when you say it like that,
he's a couple of gyros, hen.
He's a gyro, son.
But no, it's been good, man. I'm actually, I've weirdly, in a weird way, been enjoying this, to be honest with you.
Megan cooking?
No, that too, but just like the general being at home. I'm actually starting to get used to it a little bit, I think. I think the outside world is now a strange and foreign place to me.
What do you think is not going to survive this, like as far as businesses? Because and one thing that I heard, which I agree with, is movie theaters. Like I think that now that these cable companies like Sky and Virgin I believe they're starting to push out some of these movies directly to people's homes, and people are able to sit on their ass on their couch and watch them. No one's going to want to go back out to the theater, I don't think.
I disagree, man, because there's films that I think you pay for the experience. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a couple of films that have been released, but they're wanting £20 just to watch them in your house. Whereas I mean, you're not getting the experience of getting out of your house, going out, getting your sweeties, getting sit in a comfy seat, getting to see it in a big screen and like crystal clear definition, massive screen sound. Do you know what I mean? So I would actually say this in one person. I want to actually make more of an effort to go to the cinema once this is done. I don't think I go enough. You know what I mean? I quite like my films and that. And I think I tend to go maybe 6 or 7 times a year, maybe. And maybe what I try and actually start going once a month and catching a film.
So what do you think won't survive then? If you think movies will be fine, what do you think won't survive?
The Sun. Fuck the Sun.
Like the paper.
Yeah, the Sun newspapers announced like massive losses. So hopefully that crashes and burns and never comes back.
Newspapers were on the way out anyway, weren't they? They were.
Can I say, I was going to tweet this out because when I thought of it a few days ago, but it is kind of the opposite of what you're asking, but something that would do well. I would be investing as much money as I could in companies that make fitness gear. I'd be investing as much money as I could in fitness centers, companies that hold like leisure groups, that kind of thing. Because once this is all over, people are going to be like, I'm going to need to get to the gym. I'm going to need to go and get exercise. So I think like as an investment option, like, you know, putting your money in those kind of companies wouldn't be a smart move ahead of time before this is all over.
I was speaking to a guy just literally a few weeks before the lockdown happened. It was in the gym, and he does that trading stocks on that 212 app.
Mm-hmm.
And when it first got announced at the start of the year, he invested in the masks that cover your face, and the stock went like.
That's smart.
But yeah, you're right enough, because I remember I was looking for kettlebells just before this come out. Well, I tried to get like a 14 and a 16 kilo one, and they were something like 20 quid a pop. And then I went online the other day to have a look about getting heavier ones, and they're all up to like 35 quid a piece.
Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. That's what it is.
Same thing with webcams. Webcams are going through the roof now because that's the only way that people can communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine what the stock and things like Zoom and Google Meets and Skype have went like, because the amount of people that are now using them.
So that's the thing is, if you didn't get on the boat before this all kicked off, what you want to do is get on the boat for when it all calms down. You know, there's going to be money to be made in that kind of stuff for sure. For sure.
But it's good, man, because people as well as that, people are getting the time to do stuff that they wouldn't normally give themselves time to do. You know what I mean? Just not on sort of money making, but even like people doing their hobbies. You know what I mean? Like people, like we talked about this last week as well. Holly Irvin started the online Perth magazine that I believe we all should be doing. I just sent mine in the other day. She's, like,
I sent mine last night. Yeah.
You know what
Shit,
I mean?
I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, Andy Mack got his beat tape out as well. I'm still to get that a wee spin.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow, son.
What? Come on.
But that's what I'm saying. I was kicking about the radio the other day, but that's next on my list to do is, you know what I mean? Folk are actually getting stuff done, which is nice.
It is, yeah. Well, have you taken up any new hobbies since you've been locked away, or have you learned anything new?
I've been reading a bit more, playing a bit more Xbox, actually taking the time to listen to some albums. Usually it's like you stick a playlist on and it's a mix of this, that, and the next thing. Whereas I've been trying to actually stick one of my favourite albums on and listen to it start to finish and give it a bit of time that I've not done for a while. That
yeah,
on the TV.
Yeah, I want to start listening to more albums because I was doing Holly Irvin's kind of survey thing yesterday, and that was one of the questions on there, like what albums or something. I was like, I only have like a playlist, and it's all over the place. So I didn't want to put individual. That was one of the because she said put 8 to 10 questions. I was like, that was one of the questions I had to delete because it wasn't really anything. I was like, Justin Bieber? Do you like Justin Bieber? I've been listening to him recently. So,
but a big Bieber fan.
Loved Big Beeps. Yeah. But wait, go back to we'll go back to we talked about Zoom and Skype. So tell me if this is awkward, right? So, or if this is weird. So I had a call for a project that I'm doing for work, right? And everyone was on Microsoft Teams, actually. You know that Microsoft Teams has its own video thing now, yeah, which is weird. So the person who doesn't work for the place that shall not be named, she works for the other company. And we were all talking about, every phone call starts now like, oh, hi, Justin, and and somebody said, yeah, it's just me and my dog and my daughter who's taking a nap. And then I said, I'm just gonna keep myself on mute because my dogs go crazy every time I go off of mute. And then she was like, oh, that's all right because and we've seen tons of people's kids and dogs and everything. And I said, is that an invite? Because I can show you them. And everyone kind of went, and I was like, is that bad? Did they not hear the whole thing? Or
hey, yo, you want to see my dogs?
Happened? You want to see my dogs? So I just felt really awkward throughout the rest of the meeting, and I just kept my mouth shut.
you seen the video online of the people who's on a video conference? She forgets and she goes for a piss.
Yeah. I actually did that the other day. Didn't forget, but I went to the bathroom while I was.
My mate does that on Xbox Live. All you hear is the sound all of a sudden is like somebody pissing. You're like, I'm not going to say his name. Just like, bro, turn your headset off. He's like, oh yeah, shit, sorry. You see him fucking unloading into the toilet. You're like, fuck's sake, man, turn your fucking headset off.
My daughter was playing Fortnite, and then I just have the one account on my PlayStation, so she was playing Fortnite. Ended up going to a group with a guy that I work with. So then when I was driving them home, I get a text, and he's like, "Oh, is that you still in the chat?" And I was like, what? And I was like, "That's my daughter you've been playing with for the last hour." God knows what I was screaming at them and yelling at them about that he heard.
So will we do a little bit of watching and listening too?
Yeah.
Have you been watching?
Listen to this week.
What have you been watching and listening to this week, Michael?
First thing that I've been watching or listening to this week, watched Captain Marvel for the first time.
Good film.
Yesterday this was. It started off a bit slow, but it's a very, very, very good film, I think. Yeah. What's her name again? Who's the lead character again?
Shit. Oh, that's gonna fuck me off now. I've totally forgotten. Brie Larson,
Yes.
Brie Larson, yeah.
Yeah, she was really good, and I like how it kind of smooth, like all Marvel films do. They kind of glide right into the next one, and it worked out really well. Yeah, I like that. I give it a 7. Also, I watched something totally fucked up. I'm trying to find the title of it now, but it's on Netflix called How to Cover Up a Drug. Hold on. I'm typing this on Google and it says I typed in how to cover up and it said a cold sore. But how to cover up a drug. Fuck it. I don't know the title. It's called How to Cover Up like a drug conspiracy or something like that. And it's about these two. When you get arrested and you have drugs on you, they'll go and they'll test it for like purity, make sure it's real and all that shit, and like they'll give all that information to the prosecution, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these two people who worked in this lab, they were basically like fucking. One lady was doing all the fucking drugs, and she was just like not replacing it. And all these cases that she worked on were just totally tainted, and they had to let all these people out. It was insane. It was so insane. And there was another lady who was just. She basically thought she was some type of a superhero, and she was talking to all the lawyers, and she was like basically asking them what they wanted the outcome to be. So they like these people should kind of be middle ground. They should be middle ground. They should be like, you know what? I get this information in. I'm gonna be impartial, and I'm just gonna tell you what it is. But she wasn't doing any of that, and she ended up going. These people ended up going to jail over it. It was fascinating, but kind of fucked up at the same time because a lot of people lost a lot of lives, a lot of years of their lives because of it. But on the other side of it, like some of these people were drug offenders and more than likely probably did have drugs on them at the time, were selling drugs, doing something with them. But now they got let out because they're, because of these cases. So it was it's a funny balance as to what should be happening and what really happened and what you think should happen. So I give that a 9. That was a really good documentary.
Once you remember the title, hook us up with that one.
Yeah. Oh man. My laptop's spazzing out because my wireless mouse is downstairs and my daughter's definitely playing with it. So yeah, but it's How to Cover Up a Drug something on Drug Conspiracy. How to Cover Up a Drug Conspiracy on Netflix. Very, very good. And I believe that is it for me. I don't think I really watched too much. I did have there was a Robin Williams movie I watched. I'm fucking terrible this week and I don't know the titles of anything. But where he looks like an old dude, but he's actually young. He's like 10 years old.
Is that Jack?
Yes, yeah, I saw that for the first time.
That's got Bill Cosby in it as well.
Yeah, you should have saw my face when Bill Cosby's old creepy ass climbed up in that treehouse. I was like, oh my God. Is he gonna drug and rape the kids? What is he gonna do? But it was super, super interesting. It was a good story. It was a really good story. I've been watching a lot of Robin Williams stuff recently. It sucks that he's dead. He's a good actor. But anyway, I give that a 7.5. That was a good movie.
Bill Cosby liked the game of Guess Who.
What's that?
Bill Cosby liked the game of Guess Who.
You did. Guess Who, and then I don't know. Let me stop. I'm not gonna get myself.
Is that all from yourself, Michael?
Yeah, I don't want to butcher any more titles. Go ahead.
I finally watched Tiger King.
Oh, what do you think?
Fucking madness. Like every single episode, man, it just builds. I would even Andy, like you've got to check it out because it is insanity.
Okay.
Episode to episode, you don't think the story can get any fucking nuttier.
Did you watch the reunion show?
No, that's what I'm gonna literally. Once we're done here, me and Megan are gonna chuck that on tonight. But that show was absolutely fucking nuts. Like, I know everyone's seen it, and I was like, Andy, I know you're not big on TV, but man, honestly, if you can get a look at this
right.
It's bananas, man.
Somebody might need to lend me their Netflix to do that, but I'm sure we can arrange that.
I can hook you up. Mike, what did you give it, like an 8 or something?
I think so. Yeah, it was pretty high.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. 8 bananas. That's like insanity, man. Like,
because it is bananas.
Yeah, man, you're hooked from the first 5 minutes, and then it just every episode, was there like 8 episodes? Something crazier than the last episode happens. Fucking tits.
One thing
I'm going to make a movie as well. There's movies in there so much.
It's funny you say that because the guy who's hosting the reunion special, he asks everyone like who would play you in the movie, and it's funny what some of the people say. But in one thing, it's kind of not really a spoiler, but they talk about Joe, and he's like, yeah, Joe was terrified of tigers, and I was like, that cannot be true. It cannot be true because there's no way if he was terrified of tigers, he would be in there, gun or not, because he was. Those things are huge, and if you're anywhere near one of them, if you're within like 10 feet of one of them, then you have to be somewhat comfortable with that.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolute insanity. So yeah, that gets a big score. Like I say, finished GTA 5. That was awesome, man. Like it just looks quality, like the design in that, and like the way the city looks when you get into like a nighttime part. You know what I mean? And then if you're up on the hills and shit,
yeah.
Some of the missions are fucking so slow, but other ones are absolutely amazing. So I'll give that one I guess a 9 bananas from me. Strong score, but like I say, we finished
Good score.
We finished that in about a week. You know what I mean? Like probably would have taken longer if we weren't on lockdown, but a lot of fucking fun.
And how many hours per session if it took you a week to do that?
I think it was never more than maybe like 2 hours at a time, maybe 3 hours across the day, but like sort of 45 minutes here and there type of thing. I've been reading. There's another book in the Train Spotting series by Irvin Welsh called Dead Men's Trousers. Mm-hmm. So I'm about 3/4 of the way through that. So that's on course for a strong score. But I'm an absolute fanboy of his work, man. So and watched a horror film called As Above, So Below, set in like the catacombs underneath Paris. It's meant to be sort of like it's loosely based on Dante's Inferno, so it's like the 9 circles of hell or whatever. And these people, and I've actually went and bought Dante's Inferno, the book, so I'm going to try and get my literature on with that bad boy. So
literature.
That gets it's a 6.5. Do you know what I mean? It's a pretty standard horror film, but like I say, it's really well shot. Like I say, it was actually shot in the catacombs underneath Paris. So that's on Netflix. So that's worth a watch if you've got an hour and a half to kill. What else?
Don't we all?
I think that's it from me. Like I say, I've just been chilling the last few days, so I'll maybe have a bit more because I'll have a lot of time to fill this week. What about yourself, Andy? You've been balls deep in the gulag, son.
Yeah, I've been hanging out in the ghoulie, mate. In the ghoulie, running around with my schwagnum. What have I been watching? Okay, so the RZA DJ Premier Beat Battle.
Oh,
that was there was like 200,000 people in at one point, so it was popular. First of all, like the sound for RZA wasn't that good. In fact, the beat battle and the concept itself was awesome, right? You've got two absolute heavyweights of not just the New York scene, but of hip hop, just playing some of their best tracks back to back in like a beat battle kind of thing, even though it was all released music, right? But like one of the trippiest things is right at the start, like Primo's sitting there, he's like, "Oh, what up, Easy Moby? Yo, what up? This, that, the next." It was like a who's who of hip hop. It was like the hip hop alumni. hip hop alumni, like of just a who's who coming in, like just like into the chat, and like Primo's just like shouting out everyone that's there, and then they get down to the beats. Primo's stuff was pretty left field. RZA played all the classics, but I'm gonna have to give it 10 bananas, boys.
Oh,
Because I stayed up till 2 a.m, and obviously it didn't kick off till like 2:30. I mean, it was like a 3-hour beat battle. I went to bed at like 5 o'clock on fucking Sunday morning. But I was just laying in my bed like that with my phone in my hand, like just head on the pillow, just like watching it, engrossed, just like two legends going at it. I'm sure folk have already ripped it in that. You'll be able to get it on YouTube, that kind of thing. But it was just a really, really important moment, like in the lockdown for like the genre, for that genre of music, you know. It'd be like Paul McCartney and say Mick Jagger having a fucking song battle online. Enormous stuff. So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I've been in the ghoulie a lot. I was just thinking about what you were saying with GTA, where you were saying you'd sit down and do a 45-minute session here and there. Like, I was looking at my time played today. It's 3 days. I've had the game for 4 weeks and I've already got 3 days of game time on it.
Wow.
You're on Warzone, aye?
On Warzone. I've got 72 hours of game time on it already in 4 weeks.
I'll take a photo and I'll post it to the Facebook page. I'll take a photo and post it on the Facebook page, show how much time we've been balls deep in the GTA 2.
Other than that, I watched the old classic Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark the other night. Did you happen to see that? I think it was on BBC, was it?
No, I didn't see it.
It was on the iPlayer, so I was like, there wasn't very much going on. I think that was that day I was kind of struggling a bit. So I watched that, and that just brought back a lot of memories, because that film franchise to me is absolutely top class. Looks a bit dated now, but yeah, especially the guy's face melting at the end, you're just like, yes. So yeah, that was good. And just to kind of wrap it up, just really for me, my usual YouTube stuff, not really any new music. I just put a beat tape, as you'd mentioned earlier on. That came out on Friday. I'm already balls deep into the second one.
When's this synthwave shit coming out, bro? That's what the people want to hear.
Yeah, I'm just... the problem is I still need to make 2 tunes for the album, so it's... those will happen when they'll happen, because I don't make that genre. So to sit down and make it, I need to really want to make it, if that makes sense. Whereas, yeah, I've just been on my beat game. Just to wrap up what I've been watching, I watched a couple of good documentaries on YouTube about a former Colombo family captain, a guy called Michael Franzese. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He's apparently the richest mobster at all times. But he got out of the life, and now he's on the speaking circuit. He does almost like these TED Talk kind of things as well. Just a really, really interesting dude. Like, his old man was the oldest mafia man in the United States at like 104 until he died last year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, his history, his blood lineage, I guess, through New York and the 5 families, from the 30s and 40s onwards, runs really deep. So some of the stories that guy can tell you, he was talking about all the Donnie Brasco stuff, and he's like, yeah, I knew Lefty, and I knew this guy, and I knew Sonny Brown, and I knew all these guys, and it's just interesting that this guy, like, everything we know about the mafia and popular culture, this guy was involved in all of it and knew all of the players and everybody. He sits in, he always gets asked. He's like, do you know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa? And do you know what happened to this and that? He's like, I think I might have an idea, but I know the people that are all involved in all these famous stories and famous tales and fables of the past. He's a fucking interesting dude, man. Like, really, really deep stuff. So he's definitely one for checking out. He's got quite a few YouTube videos and various documentaries about his life as well. And as I say, he does a lot of the speaking circuit now. So yeah, he's just full of stories, man. A real, real good storyteller, but it's not bullshit stories. You know what I mean?
So how does the mob let him talk about all that shit, or is he kind of in hiding or something?
He lives out in California these days. I'm not really sure. I mean, he doesn't talk about, the contract that's out on him. I mean, he alludes to all that and he talks about it a bit, but I don't know whether that contract's, if he's still green lit, basically. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, just look, a really, really interesting guy. I love a lot of mafia history and mob films and all that kind of stuff. So to switch to the real life side of it, he's a really, really engaging guy. And there's some really good videos out there on him. So yeah, definitely one I would recommend checking out. I'll give his stuff 7 bananas.
Yeah. We're all getting real loose with the scores in lockdown.
I know, yeah. We're bonding with our TVs.
Andy Mack dropping a 10 and a 7.
I also saw...
well, that was a deserved 10.
I watched Limmy's show. Have you guys seen this?
Didn't get him. I didn't get him.
I thought it was funny.
He's got a couple of decent sketches, but I've never really believed the hype. Like,
it's just pointless humor, but it's funny.
I might give it a rest. Knows if I've not got time, so I'll maybe bash on some of his stuff again.
He's a very popular Twitch streamer now, so he plays that what are they like, the Euro lorry driving games, lorry simulator, that kind of stuff. No, bro, honestly, like, his clips and that you see on Twitter are generally quite funny from his streams. That I personally was never into his comedy that much, but he does have some iconic sketches and quite iconic moments in his career, and his Twitch streaming is genuinely pretty funny stuff. So yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Monda
Will we wrap it up for this week?
Let's wrap that shit up, B. What do you think about maybe we'll jump on and do a Bra or Gnaw midweek, like on Instagram Live or something?
Yeah, I was actually thinking, see if the people would be interested, maybe put up some Q&As with the boys on the Instagram, see if we can get a bit receptive, see if people want to chat on the Instagram, maybe take it a night at a time.
Okay.
Q&As with each of us, see if the people are interested.
Yeah. Ask your boy some questions.
Boy, but I know, we'll ping up on Facebook Live and do a live Bra or Gnaw later in the week. That sounds like a shout, actually.
I would be quite interested to find out if our listeners did have Skype. Would they be interested maybe next week giving us their Skype details, and when we go onto this call, maybe invite some of them in for a chat?
That's a great idea.
Why not?
Let's fucking do it. We'll leave that to our social media officer, Mike Dots, to ping that up on the Facebook. Yeah. Right, cool. Well, thank you very much, everyone. We didn't actually even do a proper introduction. This has just been the longest preamble we've ever done.
I know. Getting loose in quarantine.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking with us. We'll chuck up, if you can share this out on your social medias so we can actually get more people realise that we are still recording, just not via Podbean. We'll also ping a wee message up on Podbean so people know where to find us. Like, listen and subscribe, give us some feedback, hit us up in the comments. Like I say, we'll jump on later on this week and do a live Bra or Gnaw. Aye. Cheers and stay safe, lads, Peace.
Sláinte bhá.